Is it too early to tell y'all what I was thinking about yesterday? Then on this note,
Go ahead. Here we go.
Eh,
We go get ready to dump you.
I really thought about this for about an hour yesterday.
Okay. All right, let's hear it.
2028, man, I'm thinking about running for president of the United States. If I start right now today,
Notty,
if I start my,
you got my support, man.
because guess what I'm gonna do? I was thinking about a reparations plan. I was thinking about a re-education plan, getting teachers raises. Like I really was formulating my whole campaign. And I said, if I start today, in 4 years, will I be ready to be president of the United States of America?
Like I just said, Donald Trump with no experience was president of the United States of America. He's got a good chance of winning again. Hell no. Why not?
Right.
I believe in you. I trust you. I believe in you way more than I do Trump. So why would I vote for you, Notty?
Cool it. Rockin'. Julie.
Call people for me, cause I'm on fire. Always getting high, smoking la la la. Big rims on my car, so I'm sitting in the sky. 3 bad bitches with me, that's my Najee twice. Call them people for me, cause I'm on fire. Always getting high, smoking la la la. Big rims on my car, got me sitting in the sky. 3 bad bitches with me, that's my Najee twice. Look loud, back, back. My eyes red as fire. If it's good head, then it's fire. Big ass gun and they gon' fire. Big ass rims when I ride. And you know what young nigga hide. Back up, hater, don't blow my vibe. Nothing but dollar be on my mind. Hustling, baby, that's all the time. Tight grip, nigga, we all on the grind. Ducking them haters, they dropping them down. Smoking that good.
Have you ever been stranded on the side of the road, Arle?
Yes.
It's not comfortable, is it?
No.
Dogs and poodles, if you find yourself in a jam on the side of the highway, give my folks at Bay 11 Towing a call, 404-770-6949. Again, that's 404-770-6949. Being stranded on the side of the road in Metro Atlanta is very stressful and dangerous. Bay 11 Towing is who you need to call, whether you're dealing with a flat tire, dead battery, full-on breakdown, or whatever that may have you on the side of the road. Call our folks at Bay 11 Towing, and they will get to you with a competitive rate and quicker than everybody else in town. Again, that's Bay 11 Towing. That number is 404-770-6949. When you know what to do with what you got, you can do more with it. All right? So shouts out to my man Lavrell, as well as the World Changers, making this thing happen and getting it done with your financial needs. All right? The World Changers help empower individuals and communities throughout financial education and implementation. Your agent, Lavrell Hawkins, has made significant strides in the financial services industry, using his expertise to guide and support others in achieving financial stability as well as success. Lavrell uses an holistic approach that addresses the mental, physical, financial, and spiritual aspects of being in a well space and place when it comes to your finances, all right? Y'all give them a call, 919-764-4626. That's 919-764-4626. The World Changes Financials and Lavrell are dedicated to empowering you and your communities through financial education and implementation. 919-764-4626.
fresh off of Mardi Gras Day yesterday. Today is Ash Wednesday, and I got to repent for all of my sins, but I didn't get to see y'all yesterday when it was Mardi Gras. So here I am, and it's your girl, Arle Michelle, with the No Show, and your boy, Notty. What's up, Notty?
What's going on, Arle?
I love me some Mardi Gras, baby. Ain't nothing like a good New Orleans parade, even though I'm not there. I celebrated like I was yesterday.
Right.
I don't have a good hangover from my Mardi Gras celebration.
Got the good costume on and everything.
Yes, I love Mardi Gras, child. I love Mardi Gras, but it's
I feel like I should have me some sort of festive. I should have some beads on or something.
Good Southern girl. I could
beads on.
You know how you get beads, Notty?
You
gotta show them something, mister.
Yeah, I gotta show them something. That's how I've been working out. That's fine. I'm ready. That's why I'm working out for, so I can show some.
Show some, hey, show some. What's
trying
up?
To hit me up one of these. Trying to hit me one of these little hotel bars. Get me one of these old stragglers looking for a young man.
Somebody said, New Orleans notorious. When we get to Ash Wednesday, which is today, happy Ash Wednesday to those. We're gonna talk about what y'all might or might not be giving up for Lent. Because my pastor said, you don't always have to give up something. You could add in something. I'm adding in. I'm going to add in exercise. I'm going to add in getting up early to read some word and meditate. I'm always having to add in because I do too much as it is. Y'all know that already. But shout out.
How you going to add stuff in if you got a lot of stuff going on? That means you got to move some stuff out.
Yes, I'm going to add some things that are beneficial for me and my growth and development.
Okay.
So I'm gonna wake up earlier because I'm gonna stay. Y'all know me. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna hold on to that bed as long as it hold me. I'm gonna hold it. Right. And I don't even have that good. Notty said, and shout out again to all the people in Know It All Land.
Shout out to y'all.
Thank y'all for coming. What's up? Nick, how you doing? I know you only wanted to see what your little avatar is today, child. You something else. I'm waiting on his stand-up comedy. Anyway, I was excited about Mardi Gras. I had, a couple of good cocktails, and then I did go to church earlier and got my ashes and my prayer. And then I got to think about how I'm going to rework my schedule so that I can do the things that are beneficial for me. What y'all giving up out there or adding in? Or do you not even do Lent? Let me know. What your thoughts? Notty, you don't do Lent, do you? Notty froze, y'all. Arle gets. I feel like Ryan when Doug disappears. Like, it's the Arle Show featuring Arle Michelle. Who run the world, girls? Who run the world, girls? That's right. It is Women's History Month. And so in our segment today of What a Negro Needs to Know, we are definitely going to give you some history about women you probably did not know about. So we are excited about that. Notty's moving again. He is no longer. See, y'all talk about people glitching. Notty be glitching. I don't think I'm here. Be glitching. Welcome back, Notty.
Yeah, it's like I never left.
Right. He just paused and he come back.
Right. Because, I'm fooling around with this chat. I'm going to do a little bit more chatting in this show than I normally do.
Y'all be
ready. I might, not talk directly to him, but I'll be chatting with him and, so, you excuse me if because, it'd be a lot going on in this little program set up with these videos and things like that.
Clapping hand, not be able to make
clapping hand and
pew, pew, pew.
Right. All kind of stuff. We got all kind of stuff. A lot of times I don't even use a lot of this stuff, but I get more to using more of it.
Yes, we're excited about it. We're gonna get to use
a lot of crazy stuff going on out here, Arle.
It is, Notty. What is happening in the world? I was telling somebody the other day, it's a lot of deaths that are happening, and some of them are just normal, but it's so many more. Like, wow, how did that happen? Like,
yeah, and we often talk about, a lot of times these deaths come in threes.
Yes.
And we had Gene Hackman.
Yes, that was crazy. I mean, even though he's 95 years old, his wife was 65, I think. There were 30 years difference. One found him, they were mummified. Nobody's checking. He didn't have any children. Nobody's checking.
And a dog. The dog died.
But the only reason that dog died, I think, was because he couldn't get food. But because the other 2 dogs they had were able to get in and out of like their little window or the little port where you can kind of go through the little door and go in and out the little flap.
I don't know, Arle.
Go out and get food.
I think that dog might have. I heard that the wife had pills around her that I guess she might have dropped. The dog might have ate them pills and got sick, because if a dog get hungry, I mean, if he'll eat the people.
Right. That's interesting. He did not eat the people.
Right. So he had to. I don't know. I don't know what the autopsy on the dog is, so I'm just speculating.
Right.
Then my mom was telling me that this was her hypothesis.
Okay.
So
shout out to Miss Stacy.
Right. Shout out. Shout out. Yeah, but you had Jean Hatman, then you had Roberta Flack.
We did. Oh, that one hurt. And hers was ALS. And I was telling y'all that disease is my sister-in-law. They didn't know what she had for the longest time. They thought it was like, they went back to even like polio. She was on a walker. Then she went to the big walk, like a 4-prong with one little cane thing. Then it went to a walker. Then it went to, she couldn't walk it out. And they finally diagnosed her with ALS. And oh my God, it's the worst thing to watch, because your mind is telling you what to do. Like get up or say something. They tell you have a 3-year, once you find out, it's about 3 years, and has been true for the 3 or 4 people that I know that have passed from that, or when they talk about it in the media, it is true to that. It must be something in it where your muscles no longer work. And that's what had happened to Roberta Flack. Right. She can no longer sing. Then it starts to where you can't swallow. Then it's pause. Then it starts to where you can't walk. You can't, you can't do anything for yourself. Like nothing.
Yeah, it's awful. And they don't have any kind of cure for it,
And because it's so rare, I don't even know if they're researching it like they would these other things that, cause that more people die from, like heart attacks and stuff.
Yeah, they research a lot of stuff that they've been researching for the last 30 years, and they came up with any kind of improvement.
But they didn't want Dr. Sebi to fix it for us.
Right.
I wish he had an apprentice.
He did. He got some people that were working for him that they still run the little, I think he got a spot down in Honduras.
Okay.
Or somewhere down there. And they might got a spot in California somewhere. I'm not sure. But you can still order products.
Oh, really? I've never ordered.
Yeah, I got a friend that orders, different things, the bromide and things like that. So, shout out to Dr. Sebi, man, and his legacy.
And anybody out there trying to help us live a more natural, less medicinal, because back in the day you only had a bare aspirin. That's all you had. You were gonna take bare and penicillin. You're gonna take that for everything.
Right.
My great grandmother, and but I was just young. I did not know. You 10, you don't know to be sitting at her feet like, let me learn what you're doing, because they used to do a lot with red clay, like in the Carolina area.
Right.
My grandmother used to make this stuff called honey and alum. Anybody out there, tell me if you've ever heard of honey and alum. She could make it like a syrup. And I made it with her one time, but I was like 10. I don't know.
Right.
But you take it for whatever's hurting, it was going to fix it.
Yeah. And they get the aspirin from trees, and, penicillin is molded bread, so.
The things that are not synthetic are so much better for us.
Correct.
I practice eating right for my blood type. Which I'm A. Any of you A's out there, y'all know we pretty much just drink water and live. That's pretty much it, because everything gives us something. But we're supposed to be the vegetarians of the species, because we don't have enough acid in our stomachs, I think, to break down all those other heavy foods. I stopped eating beef and pork so long ago, I couldn't even tell you when. I still was eating chicken and fish and seafood, but there's certain seafoods that don't do me right. Like I love me some crab legs, but they don't.
Oh no, that crab legs don't love nobody. If folks only knew that the crab look like roaches for the sea.
Oh, don't say that, Notty. Don't say that.
I'm just giving you.
Notty, you got a fascination with cockroaches.
You might well go ahead and drink that roach milk.
I was gonna say you got a fascination with cockroaches. Don't say that, because I don't say that. I will still eat them. Stop it. And for those out there in know-it-all land, I am a psychological eater. My daddy told me that Wendy's hamburgers had worms in them. I have not had a Wendy's hamburger since I was like 10. 10 is the number for today. 10.
Yeah, a lot of meat got
my
worms
God.
in them because
No, Notty, stop. I'll be hungry. Stop it. Stop it. Ooh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Y'all, but let's move this on. This is shooting the bobo. Notty
and
gonna have
then
me shoot myself.
and then we had, unfortunately, we had the great Angie Stone.
Yes. And that was a tragic, tragic accident.
Yes.
Oh, I was telling the listeners on the Two Live Stews experience that's how I travel every weekend. When y'all talking about, Arle, where were you this weekend? I'm always on a Sprinter, on a 7-passenger van with just 2 7-passengers that we all travel with. We turn around a lot of times and come back. One group will stay, but there's several of us that are church musicians or sing on the praise team. I have to be back at church by 6:30 a.m. So if I leave Charleston, get back here at 6, I run home, take a shower, get to church late. Our service starts at 8, just trying to, if I can party all night, I can get up and serve the Lord on Sunday morning. And we travel like that too. And you don't know if it was a tire blowout and you start spinning, and that could have happened because it's not like it's super crowded out there at that time of the morning.
Right.
Could have been people falling asleep. I have driven myself back from like Savannah after a gig. You get off the stage at 12, you get on the road at 1. That's 3.5 hours. Like it, and you just cutting on the air, rolling down the window, drinking energy drink, like you trying to make it. Cause
I would hope that whoever was driving the Sprinter van was professional. No, they was a professional. If you're a professional, then you know how your schedule works.
Yeah, you're supposed
to
go
to
sleep.
I got some sleep before, and I know I'm gonna be on the road from this time to this time, and this is what you do. Now that might not be the case. It could have just been somebody else on the team, and they're like, "Hey, let's go. We ride." But I would hope that they would have a professional driver.
And sometimes you don't have the space for that. In our van, the Get Back does, but the other one's not. Like we do a 15-passenger, we don't have the space for a professional, so we kind of take turns getting us. I mean, so everybody is reworking how they travel. Like I don't wear a seatbelt. In my parents have a Sprinter that I drove. Now I have to wear it because I'm driving it, but everybody else in them seats in the back, they weren't, because you feel like you on. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like you supposed. They have seatbelts available.
Right.
So please believe me. And if y'all traveling 15 passengers, get yourself a seatbelt. Just lock yourself in.
Yeah, I mean, you do the best you can. But if you get hit by 18-wheeler, you just gotta rely on the Most High Universe to decide it ain't time for you to go yet.
That is true.
That's all you can do.
I mean, my son got hit by F-150 in the Most High Universe. The Lord God Almighty said it ain't time yet.
It ain't time yet. You still got some more things to do. You haven't fulfilled your purpose, and sometimes it be like that. But man, she was a beautiful sister, beautiful soul, beautiful voice. I mean, man, when I heard the news, I was like shocked.
It shook you.
Right. Because she, to me, I think she was 63, but I don't consider that
I didn't
old.
think she was that old. I didn't realize she was in her 60s.
Yeah, I mean, because she looked real good.
She did. And also...
And you look good. You've been with your diet, whatever you're doing with your diet is working out for you.
Thank you. I'm 72, everybody. You wouldn't have ever guessed it. I'm 72. All right. Go with it. No. And then she... I didn't know. So a couple of things about her I didn't know until her passing. I didn't know she sang the theme of Girlfriends until like reading stuff about it. And I didn't know about the group, The Sequence. And when I heard the song, I was like, wait a minute. Oh my God. I didn't know. I just thought she appeared on the scene as a solo artist. She dated D'Angelo, which everybody was in love with it. How do you feel?
Right.
Ooh. And they have a son
and all that, right.
They have a son and she has a daughter, Diamond, that some years ago, she and Diamond got in a nice little squabble, and Angie Stone she beat that A. It was about 2014, 2016.
Okay.
Angie Stone, she said, and her daughter got on time, and she had to pick up something to hurt me. Y'all think it's all good over here. First of all, you live in my house. Go sit down.
Right.
And you talking noise to me in my house. You can't do that.
So no, you can't do that.
Knock the teeth out of her mouth.
Right. She one of them old school black mamas. Like mine, like I ain't playing around.
Raise your hand if you want them.
I ain't playing around with that woman. That woman crazy.
We pick up stuff because you're bigger than us. We know you're gonna come out this phone bigger than
Right.
us. And I got to take you down with what did Felicia Rashad used to always Claire Huxley we say, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out.
Right. That was the mentality of the mothers back then.
All this,
Yeah.
let's talk about it. Go to the corner, Johnny.
No.
We're gonna talk about it. We're not talking. Now I'm not
I
talking.
remember I ran away because I got in trouble in school one time. I was like, I ain't going home. Then I ran away and she was looking for me. I was like, oh man, if she find me, man, I had to stay with my grandma about 2-3 weeks to the temple. Cause I said, if I go home, she gonna kill me. And I ain't ready to go yet.
And for whatever reason, grandmamas would beat you, but they wouldn't beat their grandchildren. Like they probably punish their children, but they're like, we're not whooping, we're not doing it. You're like, who are you? My mama didn't give spankings. She just didn't. She didn't. My daddy though was going, as his great grandmama said, tear you tick totally up. I don't know what that meant, but it was not coming. It wasn't good. Cause I don't get in trouble. I got 1 or 2 of them passed out, and I was like, y'all don't need no more of this.
Right, you straighten out. You probably only took 1 or 2.
Cause I don't want this smoke.
Right. For whatever reason, it took me 50, 100 or 200.
50 level.
Right. But I guess there's a lot of different mistakes you can make. I rarely make the same mistake twice, but I made a lot of mistakes one time. Right.
I'm just glad they ain't whipping for every time. They probably should have punished me. I don't like getting in trouble. I'm that kid. I'd probably snitch if necessary to get out of trouble. I don't think I would. I have not when I've gotten in trouble. Like real trouble, like in college, I got in trouble. It is what it is. But
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I
Anybody else out there getting whooping?
I probably got more whooping than I should have got. But when you come up in I say a single parent home, even though it was a man in the house, but my mama was in control, so I mean, it took a whole bunch of years before she even gave him the authority to whoop us. And even then it was when she said, go whoop them,
right.
But so
I mean, playing.
No, but I think that, and I'll talk to her in chat, but I think that because she was a single mama to a degree, she didn't really know, like as a father, I know he don't need no whipping right there. He just need a good talking to, or let me just pop him in the chest or we'll get it over.
Right.
She didn't know, so she just had to be sure. You know what I'm saying? And her insurance be like, I don't know if he need to get a whooping right here, but I'm gonna whoop him just in case. You know what I'm saying? So you got extra whoopings, and that's just how it was.
Yeah, because as a mom, you don't want to. They blame everything on us. They never say, yeah, his daddy must let him do that. And they never say it. They always say, I can't believe his mama let him do that. Or I can't believe his mom. I used to tell my son, and I meant this. I was like, this ain't even about you at this point. This about me. I don't need my name mud in these streets. And if if you do something wrong, they're gonna say, look at his mama. She just let him get away with stuff, or she must not have told him. They'll never say his daddy didn't do it. So I was like, so it's all about me, child. My reputation got to be good in these streets.
Yeah, I gotta be good in these streets. You know what? Speaking of reputation being good in these streets, let's get into this hot topic real quick, because
Lord.
This is unfortunate that we even gotta talk about this, but we need to.
Hot topics. I like the little part. I feel like when the doo-wop bands, they had to all, because they didn't have but one mic. They make all the people stand around the one mic and get their parts in.
Right.
That's what I think.
Oh, right. Everybody
around the one mic. Hot topics. You gotta lean in, because you see back here, they're not gonna hear your part. And they be like, I don't hear the altos. Altos be on the mic. I'm not gonna demonstrate that, because I don't need y'all people getting no kind of ideas. Okay.
So what's talk to me about, I know a little bit about what's going on, but talk to me about what's going on with this Lil Baby situation.
Lil Baby, who I don't really listen to Lil Baby, but I actually worked a show. Actually, he went back to his old neighborhood. I think this was 2020 or 2021 when I worked a video that he and Lil Durk I think it's a lot of Lils. They did like a joint album or something. And so we did a bunch of videos for them. Well, actually two. And so what's happened is there is a group, and let me make sure I get all the stuff right. I don't even want to give them no airplay, but I don't have no choice right now. So there is 4PF, which is 4 Pockets Full, and OMF, Only My Family, are known to have a historical conflict connected to an August 2021 death of a 4PF associate. Well, it's been back and forth beefing. And so what they're saying Lil Baby did was go into, and Lil Baby is associated with 4PF. Lil Baby goes in and does a video in an OMF type territory. Well, then they get mad, like how you over here. It's some people in here that's trying to come for him and you know, get him. But what happened when they did that? Two Davis brothers, 13 and 11, and another young man by the name of Lamont Freeman, who was also 13. Right before midnight, they go to tell Lamont, the 13-year-old, happy birthday. Now, why they out at midnight? I don't know. They're 13. I don't know why you're outside at midnight, but you were. And surveillance footage shows these guys getting out of this white Maxima and a gray Nissan sedan, and they open fire. They shoot the 13, and the 11-year-old. Two of them died. One survives, and the 11-year-old survived, but got shot in the foot. So a mama lost her child. The other child was shot, and the other mama lost her child. So they're trying to figure out how to put Lil Baby in this. No arrest warrants for him have been out, but investigators are feeling that he knew, based on their history, that this was a long-standing rivalry. He purposefully went into another territory, which they shouldn't have no territories. Because the sad part is y'all don't own none of this.
Y'all don't own nothing.
Y'all don't own nothing. Y'all fighting about some ish y'all don't own. Why?
Right.
I used to say that with Jonesboro North and Jonesboro South. I worked at South Atlanta High School.
Crazy.
And they used to beef. And then you could move your mama's housing voucher, go out, and you got to go to the other one. Now they fighting because you used to be on the south side. Now you got to come to the north. And now we fighting. It's crazy. And you don't own it. Why are we fighting over land and territory? And I know it's not just about that.
The parents be lying to the kids. First of all, let me get to this 11 and this 13-year-old boy that got killed.
I'm so sorry for that guy.
Lamont Freeman was having a birthday party that was organized for him. And him and the other kid, Jacody Davis, who was shot, rest in peace to both of them, they weren't a part of anything. They weren't part of no gang. They was some random kids that got shot.
Random teenagers. Preteens.
Right. But back to this delusional gang mentality that our young people have. A lot of times they feel like they need protection. You know, they're afraid of some kid at school beating them up. He's affiliated with some other kids, so they feel like they need to join in and be affiliated. But their parents ain't told them that, look, we don't own nothing over here. We don't really own this house. We don't own the car that we drive. Right. We don't have no investments in this neighborhood. So this is just where we at right now. We actually, if we were doing better, we wouldn't even be here.
Right.
They don't have that understanding. So they grow up in this tribal or this territorial mindset that this street that I'm on, this my street. This neighborhood, this county, none of this belong to you. That's delusion. You're not a real gang. If you did your research and your homework on what a real gang is, where they try to emulate an Italian mafia type situation, those Italians was buying up buildings on the block. They were owning those businesses. They were putting people to work. They were actually protecting their assets.
Organized crime.
Right. It was organized crime. So you're not doing none of that. That's why the dumbest thing that these young people can do is join a gang. I can't preach that. I can't preach that enough, but it don't matter because unfortunately their peers have more influence over them than anybody else.
But that's the truth with all of us now. Let's be clear. My mama say, if your friends tell you to put on them socks in the winter, you're going to put them on. I tell you to do it. It's like, man, you know what you're talking about. We just don't. I don't know where we got this. We don't listen to our elders. Like I am guilty of that, but to a certain extent, it's little bitty stuff. But if my grandmama spoke and said something, my great grandmama, it was, I mean, now let's not say I'm gonna always go do it, but I'm gonna say yes, ma'am, keep moving. These folks got something to say back with it. Man, anybody doing all that? Like, I don't know if you saw this video of these girls in the bathroom of a church doing like one of them TikTok somethings, and one of the mothers of the church came and said, "Is that church? Y'all doing something with church?" I'm like, "No, we don't." They said, "But it's not bad." And then she was like, "No, we do not do that in the church." It was people in the comments like, "See, she need to mind her business." That is what is wrong with us. We always mind our own business. Don't say nothing to nobody. We can't say nothing to nobody. Before I could get out the church good, if I had done something, it was about 4 or 5 people who had said something to me before I even got to get to my mom and daddy.
Right.
Like, and they weren't telling me because they hating on me. Y'all just hating. Y'all hate. Anybody hating on your little stuff? You ain't got nothing to hate on. You ain't got no boobs, no butt, no nothing yet that I even want to emulate. You ain't smart enough for me to be trying to hate on you. So yeah, I'm on another subject. I'm sorry. Back to the
no, but that's right. Things were different back in the day. I don't know if it's media manipulation that has changed things where people are afraid of their neighbors, don't know their neighbors, afraid to go outside. Because I remember when I was 4 or 5 years old, we were 3 blocks away and we playing and we doing stuff. Everybody had the front door open. Maybe they had a screen door, but it was unlocked. You go in and out of people's houses, you go play with the other kids. And if I'm acting up around the corner, the lady around the corner get hold of me. I might get my ass whooped around the corner. I get home later on. My mama tell me, "Oh yeah, Miss Pennington called. She said that's another ass whooping." So now you know when I go around the corner, I still have to be on my best behavior.
Yep. And these folks think it's like when I worked in the high school, I used to be so shocked at how many people say, "Yeah, I just be like a 15-year-old girl. Yeah, I spend night over my boyfriend's house. We just stay over there for." You what? So don't nobody mama think they gonna do something and then somebody gonna have, and then they mad. I can't believe she got pregnant. Ma'am, you sent her to the boy house and they staying over there. You don't think people fondling parts?
Right.
What is you?
Right.
What? It's almost like a sabotage. I had mamas who were sabotaging their daughters, like literally, because I don't want her to get no better than me. I don't want her talking down to me.
Have that.
And I was just like, but that's your daughter. My daddy's theme for us was every generation has to do better than the next.
Right.
When you stop, which is why these people with the X Y chromosome, these ones, they mad because they feel like it is factual that this recent generation is not doing better than the one before. So I don't know the gang. I don't know how we get rid of gangs. I know that, Georgia has created, the state has a task force, which means y'all just about to lock us up. That's really what that means.
It's unfortunate. I mean, it has to start at home with the parents, but it's hard to start at home with the parents if you don't have both parents in the house. And I'm saying in the house, even if you have a situation where the mom and the dad are separated, but the child goes, and I'm not blaming the mothers, but I'm just saying if the child is staying with the mother, the father can see him here and there, have some, but he's following the orders of his mom, and unfortunately, definitely with boys, and it's girls in these gangs too. So it's girls out here that'll pop you.
What happened? What I've realized,
don't get it twisted.
We did all the at-risk programs for young black males, and we totally forgot about girls. My daddy, our farm had a connection with the DeKalb County juvenile court system. And so if a child got in trouble, part of their rehab could be they come to the farm and they learn and work. My daddy would take it even a step farther. He'd bring them to church and then he'd bring them to our house because we do Sunday dinners.
Right.
And I remember two girls, they were in trouble. They might have been 16 and 17 at the time. And I remember her saying, she was asking how old I was. And I told her how old I was. She said, "Oh, you my mama age. Dog, you look way younger than my mama." Oh my God. I said, "Well, let me just say this. I've had fun in life, but everything is in moderation." Them girls were in trouble for fight. So one of them was dating a dude and the other one had gotten this other girl pregnant. They beat the pregnant girl up and wanted her to lose her baby. which meant they were getting a murder charge.
Right.
And
right.
the one that was 17 wasn't thinking. She jumped in it with her 16-year-old. They charging you as an adult, precious.
Right.
And she
They
couldn't.
done
It was like, she tried us. Ma'am, you're going to prison forever over your friend and the little boy. Ain't nobody mad at the little boy. Ain't nobody mad at him. We over here beating each other brains out over this little
Right.
ninja who just skeeting in everybody.
Right. They're not even thinking about
The repercussions.
right. Anything. Any ramifications, what's gonna happen, consequences. They just right, like in the moment.
Yep. And I feel bad. Lil Baby, at what point when you've made it, because I remember hearing this guy that grew up in, dire circumstances, and he got out and became a public speaker.
Right.
He said, people always talking about, man, you act like you forgot where you came from. He said, I want to forget where I came from. I don't want to remember that last night a rat was snipping on my finger while I was asleep because I had Cheetos, or, we ain't got no air, no heat. Why do we want to stay in? I'm right here.
You're supposed to remember where you came from so you know not to go back.
And that's what I'm worried about.
I want to stay away from that because I remember when I was there, this and this and this was going on.
So let me ask you this now. Do you think rappers who come straight to get it out the mud, as they say, like the Young Thug and Lil Baby and Gunna and all of them, do you think they get into this game to get this national notoriety so they can just bring more people along into their alleged gang life?
I think that they got in the gang. They weren't the leaders of the gang. They were followers. Most people in the gang are followers. They're not leaders. So once you're in the gang, you can move up in the rankings, but you're still not the leader. You know, so somebody, I got out the mud. You didn't get out the mud. Somebody put you on, probably somebody who was affiliated with your gang. And they're not letting you out. You get on and they want you to use, they want you to use this to keep recruiting for them. When really you should go, I think as you get older, you're supposed to mature, and then you're supposed to kind of break that cycle. You're supposed to reach back to your gang members, those kids that you didn't, and they be kids, young people.
You 11.
And let them know, look, I joined the gang when I was your age, but it ain't even worth it. Let's do this. Now that we got this money,
let's buy the block.
Right. Let's invest in our community. Let's build programs that we can get these kids off the street. Let's build things so they can gain skills so they can earn money the right way. Instead of you pretty much peddling drugs on these young people and telling them to do this. You putting guns in their hand and you telling them to fight wars that are not the wars you're supposed to be fighting. Like, this might be controversial what I'm about to say, but I'm okay. I get it. You a killer, saying you ready to shoot, but you not showing your oppressors.
Right.
It's this crab in the bucket mentality. Now we ready to go to war. We gonna get up. We gonna build a militia, and we gonna go to war. We gonna fight our oppressors, the people that's keeping us down, and we ready to get back at these folks. Okay, by all means, but that's not what we doing.
No,
we getting these guns to kill each other, and they send back like, yeah, we don't even got to lift a finger getting these folks no more. They gonna do our job for us. They gonna kill a bunch of each other off, and then the rest of them we gonna send to prison and make them slaves. Yeah, so they win.
They win. The more we say it, the more we say it, the more it's like, man, you just don't understand how hard it is in the hood. Because people think because you have two parents, look, you getting free place to live. All you do is have to keep it clean. You get pretty much a free place to get. Maybe I had a Section 8 house at one time. The lady paid $25 to live in my house. 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. That's all she had to pay. She kept me I don't know what. But everybody ain't like that.
But I mean, a lot of, it's a lot of kids that, might grow up in adverse situations. I'm not, saying that, but a lot of these kids that be in gangs, be in houses that got 3 bedrooms and 3 baths.
Yep.
Mama got an
SUV,
right? Yeah. And you got another car. Like, y'all ain't struggling.
Right. I had a friend in college. I don't know how he got, his daddy was a doctor. His mama might have been a doctor. His brother was in classes with us. He came in, and for whatever reason, he got caught up in that New Orleans drug foolishness. Baby, they tied him up like we was in a movie and shot him and shot the girlfriend. She went to Xavier with us. And she lived, of course, he did not, but we were college students and you got caught. I don't know I don't know if we watched too much Tony Montana. I don't know what it is, but we got to do better, y'all. We cannot continue like this.
This is the no show.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We're going to watch out for how they come after Lil Baby. If they're going to try to get him with some racketeering or something. I know it's Atlanta. We just had that done with Young Thug and it didn't go the way they wanted. He got 15 years. He had to claim of probation or whatever. We're going to see if they try to tie him in, but he's going to have to keep his nose clean, as my daddy says.
I don't think they got nothing on him, but police say the group behind the July 2024 shooting is the Goodfellas Street Gang. They have 7 suspects that they arrested. I'm not going to put their names out, but they're trying to crack this situation. And this is the No Show with Arle and Notty. When we get back, Arle.
The Ash Wednesday, y'all. My ashes came off. It was let out early in the day.
We got a great relate for today.
We do.
So we're gonna see what's your thoughts on this situation, and we'll see what my thoughts on this situation. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and we'll be right back after this short intermission. Stay tuned.
It's icy season.
Have you ever been stranded on the side of the road, Arle?
Yes.
It's not comfortable, is it?
No.
Dogs and poodles, if you find yourself in a jam on the side of the highway, give my folks at Bay 11 Towing a call, 44770-6949. Again, that's 404-770-6949. Being stranded on the side of the road in Metro Atlanta is very stressful and dangerous. Bay 11 Towing is who you need to call, whether you're dealing with a flat tire, dead battery, full-on breakdown, or whatever that may have you on the side of the road. Call our folks at Bay 11 Towing, and they will get to you with a competitive rate and quicker than everybody else in town. Again, that's Bay 11 Towing. That number is 404-770-6949.
It's the great relationship debate. It's the great relationship debate. He said, she said, who said, we said, the great relationship debate. I just made it up on the fly, y'all. I'm about to get an album. Y'all look it up.
That was pretty good. Right there. Let's give you applause for that. I always enjoy when we ad-lib, because I don't think nobody else doing that. If I watch another podcast and they start putting their graphics out and then they ad-libbing the song for it, then I'm gonna know where they got it from, because they stealing a lot of stuff, man. They stealing a lot of too much stuff.
Ass ninjas,
right?
Or wiggles or whatever,
right? Oh, the great relate. This one is an interesting one today. Should I just get straight to the video and then we talk about it, or?
Yes.
Let's get straight to it.
Yes.
All right, here's today's question. Say you and your partner go to a social gathering, right? There's friends there, whatever. When they get there, they see that there's somebody there that they had a physical relationship with. They weren't expecting the person to be there. It just happens that the person's there. But they don't talk anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's no beef, but it's like hi and bye. Do you expect your partner to tell you that they had a physical relationship with this person? Like, is it violation if they don't say anything?
What that mean?
I ain't saying Nathan here. That don't do nothing. See, for men, it's different. Well,
all right. I'm glad you said that.
For men, it's like when y'all hear somebody else impede in your tree, baby, it's a whole nother. So who was it?
Right. It depends on the kind of man. I mean, you got some squares out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but all men aren't square type dudes. Me being one of them guys.
And some of them is messy as hell. They go like if you don't say something, oh, did you tell your dude? But you don't want me to say nothing to your girl over here. Like I had an ex who told his wife. Now I already had the story. I said yes. Right. I pledged his sister. So that was our connection. And our families went to schools together. So I've known them forever. What he go home and do? You know, they used to be my ex-girl. After the family had oohed and awed of me. Oh my God, your hair's so pretty. Oh my God, how you been? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
They still could have known me through our family, our familial connections. No, this ninja want to go home and tell his wife that I used to, we almost married, right? And we had. So now you can't even come around me. You can't even speak. He can't even speak to me. I wasn't trying to get with him. It had been so long before. We both had been married with kids and all that. You could have just kept it like that. Now the girl wants to let you. No, that's so silly. Some stuff don't need to be told, y'all.
I'm saying no. I'm just telling you from my perspective. And all the men in the chat, y'all chime in and y'all tell me what you think. I'm gonna chat with you, and I'll tell you I disagree or agree. If we're at an outing and she sees a dude that she done been with in the past, as long as we don't cross paths or there's nothing, no talking, no situation, then no, by all means, don't even bring it up. No need to know nothing. But if we cross paths in this situation where you have to speak to him, hey, how you doing? Or I gotta then now I need full disclosure. I need to know.
When you say cross paths, what you mean? Like we gonna make y'all work together or something? Or
no, I'm just saying
hello
paths.
and hey,
hello and any crossing paths. As long as you can keep it where we don't cross paths, everything is fine. Just same for me. If I'm in a spot and I see, I used to miss a little girl over there. My thing is, if I don't want to tell this woman and be full disclosure with her, I need to not cross paths. Because if we cross paths, I'm gonna eventually have to bring up, this is such and such. I knew her back in the day with the woo, because I know she gonna ask questions. Did you? Yeah, we had a little something going on. You know what I'm saying? And I need to get her out in front of it. As long as I get out in front of it, it can't be used against me.
Right. That I will agree with you on that. I don't know if I need to tell you before we get there, like, listen, one of my exes might be there. Then that is fine. But I don't know if, because part of me, and I get both sides of it. Y'all know,
but you don't know that they're going to, like he said, you don't know that they're going to be there. You just so happen to went, old boy just showed up. You ain't know he was going to be there.
This has happened to me so many damn times. And I promise to God, I don't say a word unless I am like, oh shit, so-and-so going. Because, sometimes you got ignorant dudes like, oh, she ain't tell you we used to kick it yet. See, if they done moved on with their life, a lot of times they going to be good. But if they moved on and they not happy, then they come in and they going to make, oh, you still do that? See, I don't need him saying no sideways-ish either. So I agree. I got to warn somebody. But I've been in the same room with like an ex, and I went and said hey to him separate. Oh, I'll be right back. Go say hey, like, yeah, I'm here with my man. Don't start none, won't be none. Because I will turn this mother out if you act a monkey with my new relationship. But if he's not that kind of dude, then I ain't got to worry about it.
I'm saying I done had parties. I used to throw little parties when I was in college at the apartment. I might have 3 girls at the party that I'm fooling with or have food with. My thing is to keep them all in the in the separate spot.
Come out that corner.
Right. Because
now they got them chained up in there.
Because
chained and trained.
Because if they meet, if we cross paths, what I got to do now, this is how I used to do. I introduce them to each other, because hey, this is such and such. This such such. We cool. This is my friend. Whoop. Later on, I know I'm gonna get the question. Have you fooled her? Yeah, I used to, I'm gonna go ahead and get out in front of it. That way, it won't be no
that. I'm not gonna lie to you,
because I don't want you to go to her and get to talking to her when I can give you that information right here.
No. You can't talk to them. You would not talk together. But if
I'm
not doing anything at the moment,
I'm saying I don't want to have to find out later on. Like if I'm at the party with the girl and she sees the dude and I see the dude and she high and by, and then we keep it moving, and later on I find out, through conversation, however I find out that you and this guy, now I'm like, what? Why are you hiding this from me? What are you keeping? Now my mind get to wondering, what all else is she hiding from me? Who is this person?
I agree with you on that.
And then naturally, I just start treating you different. And then, now that you finna deal with mental abuse, emotional abuse.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Just break up with me, why don't you? Hell, I don't want to.
I can't, because that's almost like you gotta suffer.
Chained and trained and suffer.
It's unfortunate because I feel like you've been playing with me. Don't play with me. Definitely the kind of person I am. I'm transparent. I'm honest. I'm truthful. I'm loyal. I just want that same thing reverberated back to me. So if I feel like you playing with me, now, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to play with you. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of it, in all honesty, I think some of it is circumstantial. If you and your dude got a really good relationship, like y'all are communicative and all that stuff, but if it's already been some fugazi, as they say, in there, like you can't. If I tell you, you really gonna start back on the other shit we just dealt with. I don't feel like hearing all that again. So how about we just don't go? We just not going to the thing. We just not
Right.
gonna
I
go.
mean, but we gotta go because you once again you going on the premise that you don't know who gonna be there.
I know, but
you
I
don't
feel
know
like
that
he
this
might,
person
and I ain't
gonna be
going.
there.
I ain't going because if I run into him,
It's a random chance that somebody gonna show up. You never know when somebody gonna show up. My thing is, it should be okay to be honest and open and transparent.
yes,
Now,
that I agree
chances are, if you honest with this person, your mate, prior to you even going out to this party, then it won't. It's no issue. I already know you been around the block. Okay, this
I
is
know
just
you some
somebody
run
who,
through.
right. This just somebody who was on that block. All right, what up? You know, I shake your hand. I shake your hand. You know, it's
Because you
all
ain't with her
good.
now. Long
I
as y'all
ain't right. She already told me she been around the block. Okay, that's fine.
It sounds so negative. She's already told me
No,
she's
it's not a
dated
negative
before.
thing. It's a human thing. You know, a lot of people are afraid to be human. And then they
That's
try to
true.
make sex out to be something that's nasty. It's not. It's a
Well, if you got
beautiful
a bunch of
thing.
folks, it's not good. You know,
I
women,
mean,
they
it
say
depends on
what they say.
it.
If she
It
says she did
depends
3,
on.
it's really 21 or something like that. You multiply that by 7 and the carry to 12.
I mean, I don't really, you know, like I said, I don't ask women when I get with them how many people they've been
But
with. I kind of
most men are
get
not
an
like you,
idea.
though. Most men don't want no girl they all want the virgin. Everybody want the virgin. You
You
know
don't
she
want the
not. Come on,
virgin. You
dog.
know you don't want the virgin. All the guys don't want the virgin. What they want, a lot of guys are what I would call contradictory.
Very true. Girls
Right.
too, though. I put us out
Right.
there. We're
Right.
like, girl, tell me anything. I've told us you can tell me anything. Then when you tell me, I got to put you on the witness stand. So you're saying at 7:00 you did so and so. Well, then what happened at 8? Because I didn't see you till 9. So
Right.
I'm listening. But they're like, God, dog, am I on the witness stand? Maybe, maybe not.
Right. Guys want a good girl, but then they want a freak too. You know what I'm saying?
Want to lay
Like,
in the
okay,
street
then
and
she
the
need
freak
to
in the
have some
bed.
freaky experiences. Somebody
Right. Not to just wake up freaky.
had to run up through there so she can know what you you know what I'm saying? And then, you know,
Right.
the
How be a
truth
virgin
is,
and know how to toot that
it,
thing up? I don't
right
understand. How does it
now,
go? I don't know.
if you get a younger girl, you might can train up and show her some things because your experience, you done had a lot of situations. But if you get with an older woman and chance she's 35, 40 years old, you gotta listen. If she ain't been married or had no long relationship what she was in for 8 to 10 years, then you gotta start thinking that she's a human. She ain't going a year or two. You know what I'm saying? She gonna have 2 or 3 in that year. You start to add up the years. You start adding, okay, now that's 20 years. That okay, that's 40,
Or
that's
she
60
got some
guys.
secret. Like, dog, she ain't just out there with everybody in the public. All of us don't put our stuff in the public. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I just want the truth. I just want to know what I'm getting into.
I
As
used
long
to
as I
be
know what I'm
young,
getting
you know
into,
what I mean?
then I can
No.
make my decisions going forward.
Well, I don't want you to
And I'm
decide you don't want to play
okay.
with me if I tell you I did it with that dude. Because maybe he beneath me. And
I'm
you
gonna
like,
play with
you
you, but I'm a like most guys, you can if you treat a guy kindly and you know be there for him and you loyal to him and you know you doing the things that he wants a woman to do, he'll look over that. You know what I'm saying? Long as he don't got to go out and tell his friends and you know, long as he keep his relationship private. It's when you got to be around people and you got to start then
and they know
other
what's
people
really
start
going
judging.
on. Right.
Right, but you still keep mind your own business
Right. Mind your business.
and
Mind your
you'll
business.
be all right. You'll be all right. So,
I
you
don't
know,
know.
I just think, you know, it's always best to just be honest with people and then things will work out.
That's true. I guess, you know, you have to, I see both sides of it. And I think it all depends on my ex-husband used to always say, if he wasn't saying it in relationship, he used to always say, he was telling like, they mixed him up with somebody when they was something. They would move, and they switch. They're like, they said, yeah, did you go? And he was like, that wasn't me. Know your personnel. So I took that all the time when like, the
Right.
dude crazy. Like, didn't I take you to this bar? Nope, it wasn't me. Know your personnel. So,
Right.
you know your personnel. Because if you tell somebody and they gonna just wear you out with it, it's not even worth it. I might as well just keep it quiet. You know what you're dealing with.
Right. I do feel that.
You need to know.
But I'm saying if you got to
Like
be
I
with
know it all.
somebody,
He needs to know.
if you got to be with somebody that you can't be honest with, and you can't be, and you think that they're gonna judge you and do it, chances are, yeah, that situation ain't gonna work out long term anyway.
That's true.
You know, so
that is very true.
That is what it is. Anyway, you know, that was a good conversation. I like that.
Yeah.
It's just a no show with Arle and Notty where we keep 100.
And I think you need to ask your significant other these kinds of questions. Like, hey, if we are out somewhere and I see an ex or you see an ex, do you want me to tell you or do you want to just
right?
Say, no, don't tell me. Then you good because I have asked you have answered. We can move on.
Right.
I don't think I want to know. I'm gonna be self-conscious, especially if she's gorgeous. Like, dang.
Right. There you go. I mean, I think that's a good point that you made. Let me know how you are, how you feel prior to us even going out into these situations, just random conversations. And that way I know how to act or how to behave when we're in said situation.
Because I don't like getting fussed at, as I told y'all earlier. So don't be in there fussing at me. I can't believe you had that man standing around me and that nigga didn't put his tongue down your throat. And you was like, but you said don't tell you. That's not what I meant. You like, well, I did what you said.
Well, now I mean, right now he done told you one thing. He can't be switching up. Now that's what you can't do. You got to keep it 100.
Keep it 100.
That's it. Anyway, when we get back, we got some woman hit. This is Woman History Month.
The answer is who run the world, girls. That's why y'all see the answer, girls. Who run the world, girls? If they ran the world, we wouldn't be in the places we in right now, Lord Jesus. Be a
Arle came up with this Women History Month, which is great because I want Arle to know that it's Women's History Month. It's not Black History Month. There are all kind of women. There are white women.
I don't care. I do not particularly care.
Latino women.
I'll give you some Latino women next week.
You got Asian women.
Notty, it was the week after Black History Month, so naturally,
I ain't tripping.
Black History Month, 365 days a year. Be ye ready.
Trust me, I ain't tripping about it. I'm telling you know that women don't come in one color,
yeah, they
one
do.
shape.
All came from here. These women, all of them from that little lady over there in Africa. That is it. Anyway,
all right, we're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna get back with some woman history for y'all and what y'all need to know right here on the No
Show with Notty and Arle.
Stay tuned. Is it too early to tell y'all what I was thinking about yesterday then on this note?
Go ahead. Here we go. We'll get ready to dump you.
I really thought about this for about an hour yesterday.
Okay. All right, let's hear it.
2028, man, I'm thinking about running for president of the United States. If I start right now today,
Notty,
if I start my
you got my support, man.
Because guess what I'm gonna do? I was thinking about a reparations plan. I was thinking about a re-education plan, getting teachers raises. Like I really was formulating my whole campaign. And I said, if I start today, in 4 years, will I be ready to be president of the United States of America?
Like I just said, Donald Trump with no experience was president of the United States of America. He's got a good chance of winning again. Hell no. Why not?
Right.
I believe in you. I trust you. I believe in you way more than I do Trump. So why would I vote for you, Notty?
What's up? A Negro needs to know. What's up?
That was my rendition.
What?
This week of Negro Needs to Know.
I didn't hear it. We didn't hear it. Go back. Do it again, Notty. Do it again.
Do it again. Do it again.
Do it again. Do it again.
A Negro needs to know. A Negro needs to know.
Better listen.
We all need to know women's history.
Y'all better listen. I love it. A Negro needs to know. A Negro needs to know. Y'all better listen. What's up, y'all? So it is Women's History Month. And I did not pick a Caucasian lady because I didn't want to. There we go. So y'all might get a Latina next week, but it's so many women in black. Like it was another lady I found last night. It's so many women that we don't ever hear about because what I learned with this, my mother is an inventor. She's a doctor, but she invented something. I realized what they do to us with this patent. First of all, hard to find a black patent attorney. We found one. She's a female, but it's so expensive that you end up giving up your product. So shout out to all them inventors out there. Hold on to your worth, man. Hold on. But this particular person, Arle has a law degree that she does not use. I just talk stuff. But Constance Baker Motley was the first African American. Oh, you're going to do the video first?
No, I was saying before you get there, I just want people to know in the chat that I have no problem if we just do all black women in.
I know he did.
No, I'm just
being silly,
being technical, right? Being technical and being facetious with Arle, messing around. But even for Black History Month, I did a lot of on the Stu show and on this show. Most of my Black History Month was females, black females. I did a couple of dudes with the Super Soaker and things like that, but for the most part, it was all black females. So I have no problem if it's Black Women's History Month. Again, it isn't, but.
Because it's a Negro white,
but if we throw a white woman in there, y'all don't be tripping.
He gonna have to throw her in there because I won't be throwing her. I mean, I'll throw her, but I ain't throwing her in there. I might. It just depends. I saw a lady I saw something about. Like I was just looking up like little known women history facts and women. That's why I don't understand this whole quit DEI because we benefit from it more than anybody. But not we, they. Anyway, Constance Baker Motley, born in 1921, and she passed in 2005, but was the first African-American woman to serve as a federal judge. She was, so we're going to see the video first, and I'm going to give y'all some facts about Constance Baker Motley. One, I'm very surprised that she had it wasn't hyphenated, but she kept her last name because she was born in the era where you take your husband's name. So I really want to go research her. Anyway, play the video, Notty, please.
She was known as the Civil Rights Queen, but you've probably never heard of her. Tenacious and unflappable in the face of racism, who was Constance Baker Motley? Hired by Thurgood Marshall at the NAACP, she wrote the original complaint for Brown versus Board of Education, which eventually led to the end of school segregation across the U.S. She was also the first black woman known to argue before the Supreme Court. She won 9 out of her 10 cases. She got Martin Luther King Jr. out of prison and represented the Freedom Riders and the Birmingham Children Marchers. And after doing all that, was named the first black female federal judge by Lyndon B. Johnson in 1966. Throughout her career, Baker Motley met racism with complete and total cool. She definitely earned the title of the Civil Rights Queen.
Shout out to her. And she was born in New Haven, Connecticut, where racism was not nearly as bad as it was when she came down to the South and she attended Fisk University in Nashville and then New York University and graduated from Columbia Law School in 1946. I believe she might have been the first African-American woman to graduate from that law school, if not the first, the second, which was a big feat. Y'all don't understand what it is to write a complaint and then you have to get special permission to argue before the Supreme Court. Like you have to it's some levels to this thing. Okay. She was first served as a U.S. District Court judge for the Southern District of New York from 1966 until her death in 2005. She also was the first African American woman to serve in the New York State Senate. She also was the bureau president and for the New York boroughs. I said boroughs. I think it was Manhattan Borough, which was a big deal as well. So this woman has done some big deal type of things in a climate. When I think about people that went to school in the 40s, the 50s, 60s, 70s, my mama included. Shout out to my mama who went to med school in 1972 when they wasn't letting you go she has her letter still where they wouldn't let black students come to the white schools. So for her she went to white schools in the South, to be clear, she went to the University of Minnesota to get her medical degree, had to go all the way, a whole day's ride away just to go get educated, to come back and serve her people in her community. But when you think about those people who went to those higher ed schools back then, PhDs, law, anything that was going to require you to go before and hang out with a very this color, male dominated. All of that's male. It's still very male dominated. Like law and medicine, you was a bad mama jamma just for getting in and getting out, because they didn't just give you no grades. It was almost my mama almost had a lawsuit at the school because one of her teachers was racist and made all the black students had to do an oral exam. They had to do all kind of extra stuff that her white counterparts did not. And that was in the 70s. So imagine when she did this, she graduated in 1946. Didn't even see it. She might have been the only girl in her class. Like it's phenomenal just what you endured to get there. And then when you got there, she said she would have, white attorneys, and the judge try to shake their hands or something. She said she'd be in court and the judge would turn all the way around, not even listening to what she's saying. She won 9 of her 10 cases when she went to federal court. Just to be in front of the Supreme Court is like,
oh, right. I mean, definitely gotta shout out to this sister. Powerful. Her parents were Caribbean.
Yes,
She's Caribbean American. She's the first Caribbean American to hold any of the seats that she held. And she was married for 59 years to her husband until she passed away. So I mean, she's also was a loving mother and a loving wife, a loyal wife. I mean, it's just not enough positive things to say about the sister. And she also showed that you can kind of create change through working through the system. Being appointed by Thurgood Marshall as one of his lead assistants. Man, I mean, she just did a phenomenal job. We're talking about winning 9 out of 10 cases. And these are things that, I mean, I didn't even know until, you sent it to me and I started doing my homework on her. Because, Dr. King got locked up a few times for advocating for civil rights and justice. And nobody never thought, well, who was Dr. King's lawyer? Who got Dr. King out of jail? These are just some things we never think about. But there's somebody behind it, and it was her. So man, that's just,
we don't know her name because she wasn't big on she's not like being crumb, like see me. She was just back there doing her work, getting in.
But I mean, she was back there again doing her work and getting it in. But man, when you look at her resume and you just look at the things that she did, there's no way in the world that this something that shouldn't have been taught in school. She should have been something we learned about in school.
Absolutely.
And I know we talk about the school a lot, but it seemed like every year from the 1st grade up until the 12th grade, it's Harriet Tubman, it's Martin Luther King, it's Frederick Douglass,
it's Washington.
Like by the time you get in 12th grade, these people, they story about hard.
Like, and then your cousins, that's your uncle.
You're not learning no new people. I mean, they
didn't want us to think. They only want us to think that there's a few that made it out. The interesting thing about it, we're still having a lot of first even now. That's what's so sad to me. Even now, this lady passed 20 years ago. We shouldn't just still be having first of this or the first of that.
Correct.
It's and we're phenomenal. We can write, we can read, we can mathematician, we can write, read, arithmetic, as they say. And they just, they only gonna let a few in. And then when that one died, we'll put another one in their place, but we're not gonna make another one. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna let you have that spot. We're not gonna do 2. So it's just real interesting. Like you say, like somebody said, they want to just have their own table. I'm not gonna come sit at your table. I'm just gonna build my own.
Well, a lot of that happens because the truth is we do more supporting the white people than we want to think we do. We support their businesses, we support their products, and then we have the audacity to complain about how they make choices. If we support our own and grow our own, then our own can have those seats.
But I'm gonna tell you,
look at the LGBT community, they got more political power than the black community because they support their own, they build their capital up, and then they use it for political revenue, and then they put each other in these seats. And
Well, I
that's
think we
how
don't know how to do that because what we're seeing, what I see, or what I feel like you said this maybe a couple of shows ago, or maybe somebody else mentioned it in the chat. I can't remember. Sometimes, not all times, because I try not to use always and never, but sometimes we have a business. Just say I'm a nail tech. Why does it cost me $100 to get my nails done at your establishment and it's going to cost me $30 at this other establishment? Well, there are reasons for that. Some of it you trying to price gouge because you just think it's so awesome. But the other part is it's volume. This place can charge less because they got so much more. I personally can't afford to go pay $100 for my nails. I can't do it. Now I have a black nail technician. Shout out to Tracy Osby of Sabbath Nail Day Spa. She charges what they charge. So I can go and have that. If she didn't, I was just not gonna be able to get my nails done because I'm not going in there for y'all to tear it up and act like you didn't understand the English I just said to stop doing it. Nonetheless, it's reasons behind it. We need to see what those
reasons behind it. A lot of times what happens is the big companies, they get a lot of their stuff wholesale.
Right.
So if they can afford to get their stuff, if they got the right relationship with the manufacturers that they're getting their products from, then they can afford to dish it out at a lower price because they got so much of it. Where we might not have that relationship, and we're trying to grow, we're trying to build, and in order to build at first, we might have to have slightly higher prices. But
it's so many parts to it. It's so many parts to it. And I get what you're saying. We should support. And there has to be somebody that we're able to support that fits into our economic bucket. Like right now, I need a new purse. But I have not bought a new purse because I want to buy it from a black-owned company. But the ones that I can afford, I don't like. The ones I can't afford, I like. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I just don't have a new purse.
But at the same time, when we support white businesses and we buy their products, I know that people don't want to really have the time to do it. They just want to go get the product and get the job done, whatever they're doing. Easy. But you got to know who you're buying from.
That's true. That is true.
And stop supporting everybody. If you knew that if you buy that product and you find out who owns that company and you find out what their political agenda is or what they all about and it's not matching up to yours, then don't.
Not in product. Oh, I thought you
find another person that makes that product or runs that business and put the money in their pocket. So I'm saying, even with supporting white businesses or Asian businesses, just understand who you're supporting. That's my whole point.
Yep. And I don't go back to places that I will not go in there. If you didn't been nasty to me and I try to explain, like, I don't like the way I treat it. We don't care. Okay, well, guess what? You won't see me again. And I mean ever. I am a cut off your nose, fight your face kind of girl.
Right. That's what we gotta be. That's what we gotta be. So,
well, shout out.
No show with Arle and Notty. Go ahead, do the shout out.
I was about to say, Constance Baker Motley, shout out to you. We are you're in heaven now, we think. But shout out to you for all of your contributions to our women and the world and showing us that we can do it too. Sisters are doing it for themselves.
Right. Shout out to the sisters.
Shout out to the sisters.
Yeah, this is. You know what? I know we usually do the 5 honest answers, but Arle, I got to get you out here to Mardi Gras. I know you got some festivities you need to get into.
I'm about to. Well, we on the actual Wednesday. We supposed to be resting. I got to go get myself together though from the party the day before. So my bad, y'all.
Plus, we're in the chat. So any questions y'all got in the chat, like I said, I've been chatting all show. So I got them there. So yeah. I mean, it's been great. I think this has been a very productive and informative show as usual.
We done taught y'all some things because you want to be in the know because you're a know-it-all,
right. And make sure y'all share this with somebody who might need to know. Even younger people, a lot of younger people need to get this information.
They need to know
and hear these lessons and have these conversations with their parents or with their grandparents or aunts and uncles. So you can use it as an icebreaker. Use this show as an icebreaker. Use it as a conversation starter.
Yep.
Let's get some things
done. People want to know.
Right.
It's the No Show with Arle and Notty. Or Notty and Arle. I'll let Notty go first. I used to say Notty and Arle.
Arle, I know you got some good stuff coming up tomorrow on the 2 Live Stews. I got a phone for.
Yes. Join us in the morning for a great show, a great time, 7 a.m. If you can't join us, it's always on replay. So hit us up in the YouTube. 2 Live Stews, the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
And until next week,
it's the No Show with Notty and Arle. We'll see y'all. Have a good week, y'all. See you in the morning.
Bye. Bye.